ever changes at the NCAA. That is on the way in this hour. Let's go. And it begins with the game of the night last night, Game 5 in Milwaukee, where the Bucks and Hawks tied at 2 games apiece. Giannis ruled out earlier in the day. Trae Young, who missed Game 4. You see him out there before the game trying to give it a try, but you see him wincing in pain. He too would be rolled out. So instead, it would be the Bucks going inside. Brook Lopez dominating in the paint. He shot 14 of 18. We're in the third. Bucks are up 12. Bobby Portis, yes, he knocked down 22. Bucks by 13. Early fourth. The lead is 15. Chris Middleton did his part. This over Cam Reddish. He had 26. Trae Young could do no more than look on in frustration. Minute later, watch the defense. Bogdanovich, get it out of here. Brook Lopez, 4 blocks, 33 points on the night. 8 minutes to play. Bucks up 14. Drew Holiday is going to get into the act. The runner in the paint, plus the foul. 25 for him. Bucks by 16 in the end. It would be Holiday again throwing it up, and Lopez throwing it down. He had a career high. Giannis loves it. Fans love it. Bucks get the win. They're 1 away from the NBA Finals.
And what was great about today is we were really all just basketball players playing together, both on offense and on defense. You know, we were playing off one another, making plays, making extra passes, and it was a lot of fun tonight.
And so again, the story of the game thoroughly. Milwaukee's domination in the paint, outscoring the Hawks 66-36 inside. Brook Lopez had 26 of those points, 13 of 14 shooting. He's the first player with 25 or more in the paint on at least 90% shooting in the last 25 years. And so the basketball conversation continues this morning. Zach Lowe and Vince Carter. And you know, we sit here, we consider just how frightening that injury to Giannis looked. So I guess I would want to ask you this question, Vince. If he is not able to come back, or if indeed in his return he's nowhere near his best, this formula, what we saw from them last night, pounding it down low, playing their bigs, playing a power game, could that win Milwaukee a championship? Can they win the whole thing? Could they beat Phoenix if they get there without Giannis?
I don't think it's enough, Greeny, to beat Phoenix. You add Giannis, you're over the top because Giannis is a tough guard. With what the Milwaukee Bucks have, it would make it a great series, an interesting series, but maybe not enough. You put Giannis with this group and playing like that, different story.
Same question for you, Zach. And you know, earlier today, Wendy was sort of bemoaning the Bucks not doing this more, even when Giannis is on the floor, taking more advantage of their physicality and of their size and sort of falling in love with shooting threes. Do you think this formula, even without Giannis, could win them a championship?
Well, the irony is without Giannis, they have more shooting, which makes it easier for them to take advantage of their size because the paint is wide open. But I agree with Vince. I think the Bucks have enough to fight the Suns nip and tuck. It's fun. The NBA, all these guys are good. You take away a star, everyone else steps up. You kind of find a new identity. But if the Suns are fully healthy, unless the Bucks really catch some breaks, I think that's a Suns win in 6, maybe 7 if the Bucks really play above their heads. I think they have enough to fight, but not enough to win.
All right, and then, Zach, I'll stay with you then for the next piece of this because I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. They're going back to Atlanta. The Hawks have a chance. We'll see if Trae Young is able to go. If they don't get him back, Zach, do you see the Hawks forcing a Game 7?
It's hard to bet against the home team, but I think the Bucks found something. I think they feel it. I think they have a little bit of an edge, and I think the Hawks were sort of caught off guard by the Bucks switching defense in Game 5. Now, they'll be better prepared for it in Game 6, but maybe the Bucks change it up. I just feel like the Bucks, they smell it. They're not afraid to play on the road. They seem to like and feel a hunger playing without Giannis if they indeed have to do that. So I'll pick the Bucks tentatively to close it out in Atlanta, but that doesn't mean I'm dismissing the Hawks. And if Trae Young plays, all bets are off.
How about you, Vince? I know your heart is there with those guys in Atlanta.
My heart is with my boys.
But what do you see here?
Exactly. I'm going to echo exactly what Zach said. I mean, I think the Bucks have realized if they're physical with the Hawks, they like their chances because it opens up just a new avenue for them. But I think if you get Trae Young back, even if he's not 80%, you know, he draws the attention and hopefully he can create open shots for other guys to get going. The Hawks have been very good at home, so I'm going to stick with my Hawks in 6, and they, you know, and to get it, to take it to Game 7.
Okay, we'll see if they're able to do it. That series rolls on. These two guys, Vince coming back, Jalen Rose will join us a little later in this hour as well. Guys, thanks. Meanwhile, not all the news is good in Wisconsin from a sports perspective. In the NFL, the Packers have issues, obviously, with their quarterback, and now they may have issues with Davante Adams, who's probably the best receiver in the league. He's had a lot of interesting things to say about a quarterback whose name is not Aaron. He was talking about his relationship with Derek Carr, his college teammate at Fresno State. Listen to this.
Obviously, I love Derek to death. We got a great friendship, and we still communicate really, really consistently. He's one of my best friends. So obviously, it'd be a dream to be able to play with him. But I'm a Packer now, so until that point where we make that decision, I guess we just we'll see what happens.
What the actual heck just happened there? Bart Scott, 1 minute we're like praying that Aaron is coming back. Now all of a sudden, Derek Carr is one of my best friends. I'm a Packer right now, but we'll see what happens. We'd love to be reunited someday. What do you make of that, Bart?
Well, this is Davante adding pressure. He's applying pressure. Not only is he unsure about his future quarterback, he's unsure about his future in Green Bay. They have to show me the money, Greeny. You know how this works. Where's my Jerry Maguire? Show me the money. If you don't want to show me the money, you think I want to be stuck here in year 8? You think I want to be stuck with Jordan Love in year 8 when I may only have maybe 3 or 4 good years left in me? I have no opportunity and no chance to win a championship with Jordan Love as he tries to figure it out? Hell no. Get me up out of here. The ironic thing is if he goes out to Las Vegas and pairs up with Derek Carr, we know that John Gruden has been flirting with Russell Wilson and other quarterbacks to get rid of him. So if you want to get out of there, go to Las Vegas because you want to go there and get out of Green Bay, not because you want to pair up with Derek Carr. That may be a short reunion, Greeny.
We'll see. In the meantime, Jeremy Fowler, to the point that Bart made, pardon me, about Adams wanting to get a new deal done. I feel like you were telling me here yesterday the Packers are looking to do that in the next few weeks.
Well, Greeny, the Packers would like to re-sign Davante Adams. They know that would be a massive contract. He'd have to be one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid receivers in the game. He's looked at as the very best in league circles at the wide receiver position. But if you're Adams, you know 2022 free agency, you would make obscene money on the open market with gambling money kicking in, extra revenue for teams. So, if you're thinking Aaron Rodgers might not be in the cards in Green Bay, Derek Carr is a pretty nice consolation.
Bart, you're nodding your head. Pardon me, excuse me for that. It feels to me like you're saying you don't think Adams will sign a contract in the next 3 weeks.
It's no way. Why would you sign a contract and be held hostage with Jordan Love if you don't know who's going to be the quarterback throwing you the ball? All your numbers are going to drop, all your productivity. You're not going to be seen as the number one receiver when you have Jordan Love throwing you the football. You're going to be having to bulk up to learn how to stalk block for the run game because that's how they're going to have to win with Jordan Love. So I'm going to wait until I see this Aaron Rodgers thing kind of work itself out before I figure out where I want to go and he can get that money from anybody, especially in 2022 when the money's going to go up.
What do you think, Mike T?
I think to answer Bart's question, you throw so much money at Davante Adams if you're Green Bay that he has to say yes. Yeah. And this is an example of if you're in Green Bay, you have to put time, effort, and energy into problems you can solve, not the ones like Aaron Rodgers you can't right now, which is this is 2 for the price of 1. You get Adams signed to a long-term deal right now. To Jeremy's point, the market's only going to go up. The cap's only going to go up. So if you get Adams signed, that sends the right signal to Aaron Rodgers. So he's a great player. You drafted him. You hit on him. Get him signed right now. That can only help with Rodgers.
Plus, Bart, if Jordan Love is going to be your quarterback and you want to give him the best chance of succeeding, you want him to have this superstar receiver on the field there, no?
No, you absolutely have to get it done. But if I'm his advisors, if I'm Adams' advisors, I'm saying, listen, we can get money anywhere. We're trying to chase championships and be relevant. We're not going to be relevant. Listen, if Green Bay doesn't have Aaron Rodgers in the near future, they're not going to be compete. They may try and compete for a division title. There's no way they can compete for a championship.
We'll see. And again, it's worth pointing out, he has seen at least a little bit of Jordan Love, who got all the snaps during the mandatory piece of their workouts recently, so he has some idea of what we're seeing so far in Jordan Love. Guys, hold that thought. We'll do much more on that in a minute, but we've got to get to the star of the season in Major League Baseball. His name, DeGrom. Jacob DeGrom on the mound last night. Mets, Braves, bottom of 1. Jacob DeGrom never gives up a run on the road. He never gives up a run on the road. Oh, he just gave up a run on the road. That's Ozzie Albies in the very first inning with a base hit, drives in a run. DeGrom can't believe it. First run he's given up on the road this season. And then it gets worse. Next batter, Austin Riley, an 0-2 pitch, goes the other way, and it gets out. DeGrom, it's a 2-run shot. He gives up 3 hits and 3 runs in the first. And you think you're frustrated? Look at him. But then he settles in. And look at the control. Freddie Freeman has no chance here. Then Albies comes up, gets him swinging. DeGrom strikes out 8 straight in one stretch. That's Riley looking. DeGrom 7 innings, 14 Ks, 3 earned runs on the night. Top of the ninth. Mets down 3-2. Dominic Smith facing Will Smith. It's Smith on Smith crime. That's his 2nd home run of the night. It's his 8th home run of the season. It ties the game at 3. But to the bottom of the ninth we would go. Still tied at 3. Bases juiced, 2 outs. Freddie Freeman, pressure moment. Chance to be the hero. Right back up the middle. Hold everything. Here comes a close play at first. Freeman beats it out and they walk it off. That's the way the winning run scores. Braves take it by a final of 4-3. So DeGrom finishes with 14 Ks, no walks. 3rd time he's done that this year, which already ties the most in a season in history. But the Mets do lose, snapping an 8-game